play them on the moon. We can play them anywhere. If we play how we play, it doesn't matter where we play. All right? So it's all about the how.
You don't have to strike early. You can wait in this clock and move the ball and push the ball down, organize your offense and move the ball and trust yourselves. Share the basketball. It'll all work out.
You start playing the right way. You play clutter-free and you play free because you trust. Every time someone helps, you know your guy's going to be there. When you trust, you play free. When you play free, you can't be beat. It's not about the where, it's about the how.
And they won the last two games to take this 3-2 lead in these NBA Finals. As we remind you, Spanish language version of today's game presented by ESPN Deportes. Use the SAP button on your television. We're set for Game 6. And they're going to have to re-jump. Didn't let it get to the highest point. As our officials for tonight, Joe DeRosa officiated Game 1. Kenny Mara and Monty McCutcheon both Game 2. We'll try it again. And the Lakers in unfamiliar territory, trailing a series for the first time in these 2010 playoffs. But they are back home where they have been just a terrific home team. Not just this year, but in recent years. Kobe Bryant's first shot won't go. Perkins the rebound. Rondo ahead to Garnett. Garnett, nice move inside, and just like that, a quick bucket from the Celtics.
If you're Doc Rivers, that's exactly what you want to see. If you're Phil Jackson, what you don't want to see.
But that pass by Rondo in transition was so much sounder and simpler than Game 5.
Bryant gets inside. Good aggressive move to the basket to tie the score. We talk about the great home court play of the Lakers. The Celtics, a superb road team. Second best in the regular season behind Dallas. 6-4 in the postseason. Very impressive road record in the playoffs. Rondo gets a nice soft touch. So an assist and a bucket for Rajon Rondo. Well, here's why you play the regular season, for home court advantage. Phil Jackson giving that message to his team. They won 57 games during the regular season. That's why games 6 and 7 are here at the Staples Center. Bynum flips it up and gets it to go. That's a nice sign. Bynum in Game 5 played almost 32 minutes. Only had 1 rebound. Played the minutes, but wasn't his active self.
No, Mike, but you make a great point, because if you are a team in this league, your job is to protect home court as Ray Allen knocks down the jump shot. So if you're the Lakers and Phil Jackson, no need to panic. Just come back home and take care of your business.
9-1 in the playoffs. The only home loss was Game 2 against these Celtics in the finals. Fisher trying to draw a foul, and he does the job. Fisher gets knocked down. Not only just this year, but the last several years, they've been 29-4 at home in the last 3 years in the playoffs. Boston beat them once in 08. Houston and Denver beat them last year, and the Celtics in Game 2 of this series. So Fisher's saying, I want to go to the line. I was shooting. Kenny Mara will hear none of that. He'll take it out. Ray Allen on Kobe Bryant. Artest spots up. Artest shooting struggles continue, but Bynum, the offensive rebound, goes back up. Does not get the roll. Gasol can't finish it. Ball knocked out of bounds. Celtic ball, but a good sign for the Lakers. Bynum already very active in the early going. That's when he says that tearing his knee gives him the most problems, until he gets it up and going a little bit. A little stiff. He's had it drained a couple of times. So important for the Lakers' success.
That's why if you're the Celtics big, you want to make sure you run the floor against Gasol and Bynum. Take advantage of your speed.
Good hawking defense for the Lakers. Rondo puts up a 3, way off the mark. That's not the shot that the Celtics want. Bryant looking to Gasol. Another good open look for Artest. Gets that to go. And an extra cheer from the crowd. As Ron Artest, last 4 games of these finals, shooting just 24% from the field.
The Lakers get so much off of the pick and roll with Bryant. His delivery to Pau Gasol, and then Gasol a big time pass.
Fisher. Nice reverse from Fisher. Lakers trying to turn defense into offense. We've seen the Celtics do that quite a bit in this series.
I'll tell you what's impressive, the energy in this building. This is something we're not accustomed to here.
There's been a buzz before this as Garnett gets inside, misses the banker, Bynum the rebound. Little extra something from the Laker fans. They do not want the season to end tonight. Pass inside, deflected by Garnett. He had 5 steals in Game 5. Gets his first of the evening. Pierce spots up for 3. Ray Allen, the offensive board, nearly stolen. And it's still Celtic ball.
Mike, and that pass by Rondo to Paul Pierce in the transition 3, it was on target. But I don't think many shooters in transition want to shoot off a bounce pass in transition. If you can put that into the air, I think it's a much easier pass to catch and shoot with.
Really makes that much of a difference.
I think you got to read the guy that you're throwing it to, but I agree with Coach. If you're going to make it a bounce pass and make it go to the point of the chest where it's a chest pass and they can shoot it in rhythm.
Ray Allen off the screen, too strong. Fisher gets a running start. Fisher lobs it in, but too high for Bynum. Everybody a little overexcited. Well, it's certainly what the Lakers want to see. Fisher, Bynum, Artest, already involved, already scoring.
And I would get Pierce involved again right away in pick and rolls.
Count it, and a foul. And a chance for a three-point play.
Well, the same mistake we watched in the previous ball game. If there's not going to be ball pressure on Rondo, then if you're Derek Fisher, you can't front Ray Allen in this position. All he's got to do is throw it over the top of the defense, and it's too easy. You got to be in tune defensively. The Lakers were not, and Ray Allen going to the line for the possible three-point play.
Last time Ray Allen was at the Staples Center, he set an NBA Finals record by hitting 8 threes, scored 32 in the Game 2 victory. Since then, he has really struggled shooting the ball. He's actually missed 18 consecutive three-pointers. He's done other things for his team. As Gasol, nice fake on Garnett. Gasol gets inside and draws the foul. We talk about a lot of different keys, and obviously the Lakers have them, Jeff, but getting him involved offensively, Pau Gasol, might be the most important.
And that's an excellent play by Bryant. He brought the second defender. Garnett rotates out, but give Gasol credit. Great shot fake and drive. And you're right, Mike. His importance can't be understated because when, if he's in that 20-10 range, they're really hard to beat. He really didn't have a great Game 5, but as Bryant says, hey, you're not going to play great every game. Gasol was due for a bad game, and he had one.
Bill Jackson said before the series the 2 keys were curtailing Rondo and getting Pau Gasol involved in his postgame.
And truth be told, give Kevin Garnett credit. Looked like he was a dead man walking the first 2 games of this series. I call him the Big Lazarus because he certainly has come alive and responded.
Ray Allen fires away, and there's a three-pointer after missing 18 consecutive throughout games 3, 4, and 5. Allen nails that one. He's got 8 points.
Great screen by Garnett there.
Kobe Bryant, the jump shot. It's always fascinating to watch Bryant, how he gets into a game. Does he look to pass? Does he look to score and dominate early? Good balance from the Lakers to start. Rondo trying to get it inside and does. Artest wasn't looking. Perkins blocked by Gasol. Artest comes up with it.
I think if you're Bryant and Rondo guards, you got to take advantage of that matchup.
Tried to jam it in. Ball goes right back to him. And Bryant on the putback. Celtics trying to break. Rondo goes right at Artest. Can't get it. Pierce the rebound. We talk so much about Pierce's rebounding as a great indicator of how he'll play on a certain night. Rondo bumped by Fisher. And that should be 2 on Fisher if they call it on him. So Derek Fisher picks up his second.
I think if you're Kobe and Rondo's defending, you got to slow it down and play one-on-one basketball. Was fortunate there, another turnover, but got the basketball back and scored. And Derek Fisher picking up his second foul. Body on Rondo. Rondo very wisely throws it towards the hoop, going to the line for 2.
Shannon Brown will come into the game. Brown only played 19 seconds in Game 5.
And actually, Mike, they say that Rondo was not in the act of shooting.
You're right, Mike. This is a very interesting departure. Putting Brown in ahead of Vujacic, who came in Game 5, and I thought played very well for the Lakers.
Brown had some great moments last year in the playoffs. Bryant, line drive, drills the jumper with a hand in his face, and the Lakers by 4.
He's going to be able to get his own shot anytime the smaller Rondo's defending.
And they've got to get out of that cross match quicker in transition. They didn't push it that hard where he should have been able or not able to get back.
Another steal on a bad pass. Bryant ahead to Gasol, strides down the lane. Doc Rivers calls out a play as the Lakers have scored 8 straight.
Talk about a skilled big man. Bryant threw the ball in the middle of the fast break to Pau Gasol.
Chance of defense is Rondo. Again, on the switch. Shoots over Gasol. Perkins had it, lost it, but he got hit. That's going to be the 3rd team foul, as Perkins is still down and shaken up on the play. He must have taken a hard hit. That's one of the toughest guys in the NBA. As head athletic trainer Eddie Lacerte goes out to check on him. Bynum picks up the foul. And you see his arms come down on Perkins. Perkins doesn't have great leaping ability, but just so strong, gets good position.
You know, Mike, it actually looked like he's favoring that right knee as he grabbed it on the way down.
Well, Perkins stays down. We'll take a quick break. Lakers up by 6.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA Finals on ABC, brought to you by the 2010 Lincoln MKS. Lincoln, reach higher. New York Life, the company you keep. And The Other Guys, starring Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. In theaters August 6th, not yet rated.
Back in Los Angeles, 5.5 to play in the first. Celtics down by 6, but they're more concerned right now with their center, Kendrick Perkins, who had to be helped off the floor after injuring himself, getting that offensive rebound coming down. And again, here's the play, and Mark, you said it. It looked like as he comes down, landed awkwardly on that right knee. So he had to be helped off the floor. You say Perkins, a guy who averages about 6 points, 6.5 rebounds a game. Not enormous numbers, but he has an enormous impact on this team, both for his defense and just his toughness out there, and that would be a huge loss. Hopefully he'll be able to come back. It's heartbreaking when you see a player get to this stage, work so hard to get on the final stage, and they're working on him now as Rasheed Wallace checks in.
Well, and their big men do it by committee, so each and every one of them is very important to their overall success.
Rasheed Wallace looking. Brown on Allen. Brown, a good tall athletic body on Ray Allen. Kicks it back up top. Garnett left wide open. Garnett coming alive, as you mentioned, last couple of games.
And truth be told, they become a better offensive team because now you have to defend Rasheed Wallace and his ability to knock down the jump shot.
And it's important that Rasheed Wallace keep his composure because Perkins' injury looks bad as Bryant takes another 3.
11 points in 7 minutes. He's 5 of 6 from the field.
But Rasheed Wallace is one technical away from being suspended for Game 7, so he's got to make sure he plays hard and smart.
Not just in yelling at the refs, but also getting entangled in one of those double technicals. Nice pass inside to Garnett. Good adjustment, and gets it to go. Allen and Garnett working the two-man game beautifully.
Hey, Coach, I got a question because you see all the people talking about Bryant and not trusting his teammates. When a guy is this hot, the same way that he was last ball game, what do they want him to do?
You know, this is the guy who can only win if he wins, because some people, as our test takes a very difficult shot, he can only win if he wins because some media critics in particular just don't want to give this guy the credit that he is due as one of the all-time greats and all-time big winners.
Pierce jump shot. This is Rondo battling for the rebound, but Gasol takes it away. Lakers have made their last 8 shots from the field. Gasol, Artest off the fake. And Garnett the rebound, but a loose ball foul is going to go against Boston. Rasheed Wallace with his first. third team foul against the Celtics.
I tell you what, in Game 5, I didn't like the way that Ron Artest came out. Didn't look like he was into it. He's into the ball game tonight. Paying attention on the defensive end, offensively looking aggressive, looking to take his own shots. This is the Ron Artest that the Lakers need that will give them a legitimate chance to win 2 ball games.
Tony Allen comes in for Ray Allen. Artest inside, stripped, lost, and then a foul. Good job from Rasheed Wallace. They call a foul on Artest, and that's his first. And the Lakers with their third team foul.
Can I just go back to Bryant for once? If he had a different personality where he tried to suck up to people and was warm and cuddly all the time, not one person would have commented that it wasn't a great Game 5 performance. Because when LeBron James scored 25 and beat Detroit, everybody raved about how he carried the team. Or when Jordan used to get 50s in a playoff game, about his greatness. They're talking about trust after that type of game. That's a joke.
Artest spots up, hits a three. Ron Artest, so cold for the past 4 games. Hits a couple of threes, and the Lakers up by 10.
And again, Pau Gasol making the extra pass.
Rondo gets inside, wild shot won't go. Bryant tips it to Brown. Here come the Lakers. Brown has it stripped on Artest. Seems to be everywhere in the early going. Rondo now on Bryant. Shot clock down to 5. Tough 4 away. And Pierce on the rebound. Paul Pierce, the floater. And good soft touch from Pierce, who's coming off that 27-point game. After his team fell behind 2-1 in the series, back-to-back strong games for Pierce, who's back home. A Los Angeles native who grew up a huge Laker fan, trying to beat the Lakers and win a championship here in his hometown. Gasol doubled and gets hit. And we'll have a timeout. Kobe Bryant, a superb start.
Well, that's just great pull-up basketball. Very good balance. And then got a garbage basket after his shot was blocked. And then centered the ball to Pau Gasol. Gasol, Phil Jackson calls him the best middleman on the break on the Lakers. Lakers off to a great start, up 8.
Back in Los Angeles with just under 2 minutes remaining. Here are the first. Lakers lead the Celtics 26-18. Let's listen into some huddles.
Everything we're doing is too slow, all right? Let's pick our pace up, okay? And we got to make the extra pass.
Garnett, tough shot. Rondo almost had it. Artest the rebound.
See the shots the Celtics are getting. They're going away from the paint area. Tough shots, solid defense, all half long by the Lakers.
Odom jump shot. And Garnett with his first rebound. The rebounding numbers are staggering to start. 23-8 in favor of the Lakers. Pierce on the pull-up. Rattles around. Davis the rebound. Back up. Block for the foul. Let's listen to a Doc Rivers huddle.
They're playing harder than you guys, all right? And we're going too fast. We're not making next passes. Trust each other. We got plenty of time, but we can't wait. We got to go get it, all right? You got the whole game in front of you, all right? Just trust each other.
You know, Mike, I really love that. The reason why is because you get Celtic fans or Laker fans or sports fans that think they're getting referees are not giving up the calls and things aren't going well, and they look for an excuse. Alchemist is saying, hey, they're outplaying us. They're playing harder than us, and they're getting it done. We've got to find a way to turn it around. No excuses. Give the Lakers credit. They've come prepared, and they've dominated this first half.
You always expect the team that loses the previous game in a series comes out with a little more desperation. That was certainly going to be the case for the Lakers facing elimination. Now can the Celtics match it after putting themselves in a 17-point hole?
And that's where people misunderstand adjustment. There's no great tactical adjustment today. This is an effort adjustment by the Lakers and by the Celtics, who are playing like they have a cushion of a one-game lead.
Gasol, tough runner across the lane. Not his normal shot. Garnett tracks down the rebound. Paul Pierce gets it going. Nice move from Pierce. Good hard drive to the basket for his second field goal.
And I love that play by Rondo. Hit him in stride where he could catch and attack.
Gasol up top. Vujicic straight on three. Good. Sasha Vujicic. Couple of buckets here in the first half.
People don't understand how tough that is to come off the bench and to stay ready, not knowing when you're going to be called upon.
Pierce on the drive. Stripped. Odom ahead to Farmar. Farmar inside. Oh, what a finish. 20-point lead for the Lakers. And the bench has been superb for Los Angeles. They've outscored the Celtic bench 13-0. Pierce answers right back. And that's what he did in Game 5 when Kobe Bryant was going off on that brilliant 19-point stretch in the third quarter. He had a couple of big baskets. Pierce answered them back. And Phil Jackson will call a time. But he's got to be thrilled with the way his team has come out to fight here in Game 6.
Great defense turning into spectacular offense. Jordan Farmar throws it down. The Taft High School product. Let him know.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA Finals on ABC. Brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And Jonah Hex. On June 18th, Revenge Gets Ugly. Jonah Hex. In theaters everywhere Friday, June 18th.
Game 6 from Los Angeles. Lakers with an 18-point lead. What a difference from their loss in Game 5 in Boston. They had a playoff low, 86 points, shot just under 40% from the field. So much better here tonight in Game 6. Meanwhile, let's check in with Dorisberg.
Mike, I remain back here near the Celtics locker room. After injuring his knee in the first period, Kendrick Perkins remains back here. He has undergone an x-ray to that injured right knee, but there is no change in status. We do not know yet whether he will return. One of the toughest guys in the Celtics uniform. When he went down and stayed down, you knew that was not good for the Boston Celtics. But again, an x-ray has been done. There is no change in his status. We do not know yet whether he is available for the second half, Mike.
Had to be helped off as Doc Rivers will have to go to his bench with the likes of Glenn Davis and Rasheed Wallace. But Wallace picked up 3 quick fouls, so he's on the bench right now. And Josh Powell is coming in. Both guys going to their benches early, and for Josh Powell, this is his first appearance of the NBA Finals. He's only played 32 total minutes in the entire playoffs. Artest steps back, hits a two on Artest. 10 points here in the first half for Artest, who hasn't been able to hit anything over the last couple of games. Pierce gets it inside. Rondo, oh, fancy move, but he couldn't finish. Bryant, Artest steps back, a three. Do I dare say Ron Artest in his zone if he hit that one?
It's safe to say it. He's in his zone on both ends because he's playing stellar defense against Pierce.
Garnett misses. Davis couldn't hold on to the rebound. And Celtics ball.
I mean, you got to give Artest credit. Looked awful the last ball game, over dribbling in this situation, but he's staying aggressive. He's not waiting for Kobe Bryant to make a play and find him. He puts the ball on the floor and knocks down another jumper.
But let me just say, we are waiting on the result to see if that's a good shot. That's a horrible shot. Because, like you said, as Sheldon Williams misses the dunk, he's over-dribbling. If he had missed that shot, people would have said that's an awful shot.
Bryant the other way, drives on Pierce, goes to the basket, banks it in, tough drive. And this right now is the largest lead of the finals by either team. A 22-point cushion right now for the Lakers. Only the crowd on its feet chanting defense, and the defense has been superb. Shot clock down to one. Garnett just gets it off in time. And Bryant upset, says it was his fault.
The reason why is because he went for the gamble instead of staying in front of Garnett. Paid the price for the gamble. Gave Garnett a wide open look.
Fisher back in. He picked up 2 quick fouls. Nice whip past Artest. Powell left open. And Garnett the rebound. Called. Lakers not in the penalty.
Bryant's nearly unstoppable in semi-transition. Here crossed over, very good defense by Paul Pierce, but that little extra hang and the ability to make tough shots is what bailed him out.
And you give the referees credit because that looked like it could have been called a foul, but it wasn't a foul. Just a great job of not fouling by Pierce and a tough shot by Bryant.
Gasol on Garnett. Fisher looking to help. Back out Allen. One dribble. Allen handed his face. Can't get it to fall. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Reminder, amazing as being here. Season tickets for 2010, 2011 on sale now. Go to nba.com/tickets. Reserve your seats. The NBA, where amazing happens. This rivalry has been amazing over the years. This is the 12th time the Celtics and the Lakers have met in the championship round. Celtics have won 9 of the first 11.
Mike, people say, why is Josh Powell in the ballgame? And you're Phil Jackson. You're trying to make sure that if it's a game 7, I'm not going to throw him in for the first time. So if I can steal some minutes and give him some rhythm, I'm going to do it while I'm blowing him out.
And a jump ball. Garnett on top of Fisher. Fisher a little shaken up, so they'll have a jump ball. Fisher, of course, won a jump ball against the bigger opponent last time.
And it was KG that he won the jump ball against.
Eric Fisher, so many big games. You look at Fisher and Kobe Bryant. They both played 14 years in the NBA. 7 of those 14 years, they've been to the NBA Finals. Half their career finishes in the championship round, both looking for their 5th championship ring. And Doc Rivers will call a 20-second timeout before the jump ball. We'll take a quick break. 2:17 left in the second. It's been all Lakers. Tonight's aerial coverage is provided by MetLife. For a unique perspective on your financial security, visit MetLife.com today. 2:17 remaining until halftime. Lakers by 20. 2:17 remaining until the T-Mobile halftime report. Stuart Scott, Magic Johnson, Michael Wilbon, and John Barry. They'll analyze the first half, and then you'll get an NBA Finals all-access pass. Some good stuff coming up with the guys as they're ready to go at halftime. Fisher and Garnett. McCutcheon making sure his foot doesn't go over the line. Garnett wins that one. Allen, quick catch, release, three-pointer short. Allen finally broke his streak with a couple of threes early. He's got 13 points to lead the Celtics, but they are getting pummeled here in the first half. Bryant. And ball stripped, knocked out of bounds. Good help defense. Good double team.
One thing we haven't talked about is a team like the Celtics watching their anchor defensively and Kendrick Perkins go down. That can take the life out of you. It takes some time to regroup.
Very popular player with his teammates. Allen this time on the drive gets it into Rondo. Tried to jam it and couldn't finish that one as Odom comes the other way. Odom with 5 rebounds here in the first half.
What's the low score in a half in NBA Finals?
We'll get our man Dave Freed on it. There's the ball. Another held ball, so they'll jump it up with 1:32 remaining.
I mean, that's a makeable shot. And they've had some makeable shots, but this is a great defensive response by the Lakers.
Now, I like what Lamar Odom did on that play. Realizing he was defended by Rondo, says forget about the triangle offense. I'm going to put him on my back, and I'm going to be aggressive.
Trying to get position. Guys getting a little stubborn.
I think they call that play to Jeff Van Gundy.
I think Kobe Bryant just said to Pierce, come on, stop it now. Now Pierce has the right behind there, as does Gasol have the right to have that first spot where he is. Lakers win the tip. Excuse me, Celtics as Rondo has it. Garnett. Walton is in the game. Pass inside Williams. And Williams is fouled. Derek Fisher upset, but that's going to be Derek Fisher's third foul. Fisher's only been able to play 9 minutes here in his first half because of foul trouble. 29 points for the Celtics with 1:18 remaining. They're shooting just 34% from the field. Answer to your question, Jeff. Lowest points and a half in a finals game, 23. Back in '98, Utah had just 23 points against the Chicago Bulls.
With Stockton, Malone, and Hornacek?
Yep.
Wow.
Hard to believe.
They were going up against a great defense, though.
You can't make any excuses for scoring 23 points. Come on.
That's great defense. So Scottie Pippen was the best perimeter help defender that I've ever seen.
23 points, man.
I hear you.
Walking on Pierce. Pierce trying to draw the foul. Again, they converge on him. Odom wrestles it away. You heard Doc Rivers say it. All the 50-50 balls. Vujicic, a knuckleball.
You see how many yellow jerseys are around when there's penetration by the Celtics. That's getting it done defensively, collectively.
And then they're first to the floor tonight. Lamar Odom was right on top of that. He stopped him, and then he got the loose ball and ignited the transition opportunity.
Paul Pierce hits the jumper. Pierce 4 of 8 from the field, 49-31.
These are the situations where Bryant loves to get a quality shot for a 2-for-1 situation.
Gasol flips it up. He rushed it. He thought he got hit. Rondo ahead to Sheldon Williams. Now Williams throws it off of Luke Walton. Still Boston ball.
And, you know, if you're Pau Gasol, don't look for a foul. Passive move. You've got to make a big-time aggressive move, and then the referees will call a foul. That's not a foul. That's just a bad play offensively.
Pierce spots up for three. Can't get it to go. Williams couldn't corral the rebound. Kobe Bryant here in his first half. Not only the game's leading scorer at 15, he's got 7 boards as well. Crowd getting on its feet. There's about a 3.5-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Bryant turns, forces it up. Banker won't go. Tipped up and in. Lamar Odom with a strong first half. Final seconds. That'll count if it goes. Off the mark. And a dominant first half comes to an end. The Lakers by 20. And their bench a huge part of this first half explosion. And the Celtics go back to the locker room after getting out-rebounded, out-worked, and out-hustled. 51-31. The Lakers in front. Kobe Bryant had 15 plus 7 rebounds. He's with Doris.
Kobe, how much of the difference in your team is tactical adjustments versus attitudinal adjustments?
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit of both. You know, they play extremely well. They played with a lot of effort in the last 2 home games, and you know, it's important for us to do the same.
Ron Artest looks like a completely different basketball player. Why?
Well, you know, with him, it's such a rhythm thing. You know, he's sometimes he thinks a little too much, throws his game off, you know, instead of just coming out and just playing.
It's never a rhythm thing with this guy. He's always got it, Mike.
He certainly did in the first half, Doris, but he had some help. Ron Artest in double figures with 10. Pau Gasol also with 7 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. As we'll have the T-Mobile halftime report coming up after the break with Stewart, Magic, John, and Michael. They'll analyze the first half and some all-access during these NBA Finals as the Lakers trying to make sure these finals go to a 7th game. First half, they're off to a good start, including out-rebounding the Boston Celtics by an incredible 30-13. And the bench outscoring the Celtics bench 15-0. Halftime of Game 6, Lakers by 20. The Chinese Theater in Los Angeles as we welcome you back. Halftime of Game 6 from the Staples Center. The Lakers with such an impressive performance, 51-31. They're well-represented Hollywood. Glenn Fry, always here. Christina Aguilera, who sang the national anthem tonight. Legendary music producer Rick Rubin and Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And Diddy and Snoop Dogg, all here at the Staples Center. As we welcome you back to halftime, we're the Diddy and Snoop Dogg of the broadcast. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Welcome back to halftime. Again, the Lakers, just unbelievable how they came out. You expected them to come out with such force, but just even more impressive than in many ways. And Kobe Bryant, as usual, led the way.
He was, again, very efficient and economical in his shots. 6 for 12 from the field. More paint shots than he's had in a long time.
And there's the Coors Light cold, hard look.
Starts it out early. A little short 17 action. He gets a little hand back and is able to get all the way to the rim, which we haven't seen. And then sensing the mismatch over Rondo, hits the tough pull-up. And then, are you kidding me? 3. And then again, semi
Garnett always does this after the whistle. Won't allow the opponent to score. Even willing to take a foul. Gasol, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 block shots.
And really, the Celtics' best matchup against Gasol is Perkins because of his size, his strength, his ability to force him to catch it away from the paint area. Gasol is living a life with no Perkins on the floor.
Rondo, the jump shot, gets that to go. Rondo just 4 of 12 from the field.
But they can get that shot anytime they want because they try to force those pick and rolls that take place on the side to the baseline. But because Bryant sagged so far off Rondo, if they just put him in a couple pick and rolls, he'll get that elbow jump shot anytime he wants.
And I really believe that Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant, that's the strategy, so he can have that shot anytime he wants, and it's a strategy I agree with.
Ron Artest bouncing back. He's got 12 points, back up to 19. Largest lead has been 22. Lakers have led almost the entire game. Rondo tried it the first time, didn't work. Good patience, and they get the layup.
A bad defense by Bryant, trying to overplay Rondo, allowing him to go back door. And good offense by KG and Rondo, reading each other.
Right back to Pau Gasol. Left-handed. Oh, so impressive. 13 for Gasol.
Big time skilled move.
Rondo gets hit. Can't get it to fall. And now he'll go to the line as Kobe Bryant picks up his first foul. Kobe Bryant getting a lot of help tonight, Mark Jackson.
Pau Gasol taking them to school on the block. You don't help, you allow me to play one-on-one. Skilled with the left hand. And how about Shannon Brown in the Lakers bench? This is called my goodness. Great job of finishing and having an impact on the ball game.
Arrow coverage tonight, courtesy of MetLife. To learn how MetLife can help you prepare for tomorrow, visit MetLife.com. As we welcome you back to Los Angeles, there's a good chance there'll be a Game 7 because right now here in Game 6, Lakers in complete control up 19 with 2:03 remaining. If there is that Game 7, we'll have it for you back on ABC. On Thursday night, tip-off shortly after 9 Eastern. And the NBA Draft just around the corner as well on June 24th. On ESPN. And the Lakers bouncing back again. We've said it over and over again. This team, they're a different team at home. And they were beaten badly, those 2 losses in Boston, but they've responded the way we thought they might.
They've gotten good balance tonight, but it's not because they're sharing the ball better. Their defense is better. Their rebounding is better, so they've had more transition opportunities.
Oh, you talked about it, Coach. It's amazing what happens when you play with force and with passion. Good things happen, and as a result, the Lakers are finding themselves running away with this game.
Rondo to the line. And that has been the real struggle for Rondo. Misses yet another free throw. And for Rondo, here in these NBA Finals from the free throw line, he's now 4 for 16.
I have never seen this. Ron Artest is on the inside position. Pau Gasol is in the 3rd position.
And Davis gets the rebound. Not easy to get the rebound off a free throw miss for the opponent. And they're a big baby between those two.
I tell you what, I'm disappointed in Pau Gasol in that situation because I don't know what the dialogue was, but it can happen. If I'm a 7-footer, get out my way and get in the 3rd slot.
Farmar misses. Good defense from Wallace. Ray Allen brings it up. Vujicic made a nice play on him to knock it away. After he secured a rebound. Vujicic can be such a pest defensively. Davis up to Rondo. Rondo again, given the open jumper, about a foot short. Rebound Allen. Rondo this time, the floater. That won't go. Rondo now 5 of 15 from the field. And he's slow to get up down the other end. It's a 5-on-4. Vujicic. Bang! Lead is back to 22, largest of the night. And the Celtics call timeout as Rondo shaken up. 73-51 with 1:07 left in the third. He took a shot. Let's watch the play on the drive. Ron Artest with the hand up, whacked him right in the face.
That was a good play by Lamar Odom. Didn't stop, pushed the ball up the floor, and wound up with a high percentage shot. Not allowing Rondo to get up and come back and play defense. They played offense 5-on-4.
As we said earlier, this now equals the largest lead of the series of these finals by either team. The Lakers by 22. Doc Rivers' team so good on the road all season long, and again here in the playoffs. Struggling here tonight at Staples Center.
And I think when the Celtics look at this film from an offensive standpoint, Rajon Rondo is going to have to score big in Game 7 because they are disregarding him more and more in the half court. He has open jumpers, he has driving lanes, and this guy's capable of having a big offensive game.
So Nate Robinson is checked in. And Artest reaches in, call for the foul. Well, we talked about Game 4, the terrific performance from the Celtics bench, the Lakers bench tonight. Not only the numbers, but the energy, which was the same thing for Boston's bench in Game 4.
But, you know, I want to get back to what Coach just talked about. And Phil Jackson is doing the right thing. He's betting that Rondo is not going to win a 7-game series. So can he score big numbers? Absolutely. But we know for a fact that Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett can. They are allowing Rondo to take jumpers.
Pierce that time chucks up the three-pointer. Celtics just 3 of 14 from downtown. Final minute, third period. Gasol finds Artest. That's a three. It's good. 25-point lead for the Lakers. Nate Robinson tries to answer.
That's a bad shot. Had an opportunity to eat a lot of clock away and take the last shot. Instead, gives the Lakers another possession.
Farmar to Gasol, has to go back. Puts up the jumper. Off the mark, Pierce the rebound. And the third quarter comes to an end. A dominant performance here in Game 6 from Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. They're now 1 quarter away from forcing a Game 7 here in these NBA Finals. Bryant with 20. Gasol a near triple-double. Artest 15. And superb Laker defense. This presentation of the NBA Finals continues after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Welcome back to Los Angeles with Phil Jackson. How much of the difference in your team are tactical adjustments versus their approach?
Our defense is just tipping balls and getting guys to fumble balls, and we're coming up with the loose balls. It's such a big difference.
Like most benches, yours has been better here at home. Why is that so drastically different?
Aggressiveness. They come out, they feel comfortable, they're aggressive.
Phil, thank you. Mike?
No, Doris, they have been so aggressive. The Lakers as a team, so aggressive, like they had in Game 1. As you see the numbers by the bench, we said the same thing after Game 1 of these NBA Finals. There was so much talk with the Lakers after what happened in 2008. Could they match the physical play? They did it in Game 1. That was what everybody was talking about. Wow, the Lakers are a different team. But then it started to turn and resort back to some of the things in 2008. Not the case here tonight in Game 6. Farmar, Bryant, Shannon Brown, Odom and Gasol in there. Trying to force the turnover. Robinson dives. Farmar dives as well. And a quick whistle. Are they going to call a foul or a jump ball? Yep, jump ball. Rondo, you see wearing the Band-Aid after taking that shot to the chops by Ron Artest.
You know they have those race car races in arenas up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And people bet which one. I think they should do that with jump balls. Like instantaneous, who's going to win the jump ball? I'm picking Rondo on this one.
And you get a prize?
Yeah, I think they give pizzas away for the section that wins.
All right, so you're picking Rondo.
I'm picking Rondo. Although I'm not disregarding Jordan Farmar's athletic ability.
Take a wild guess who I'm picking if you're picking Rondo.
Players again jostling for position. You see Sheldon Williams in the game with Perkins out. Kendrick Perkins sprained his knee in the first quarter and will not return.
You owe me a pizza.
Pizzas for the Van Gundys. Robinson brings it up. Well, Doc Rivers, there's 4 bench players and Rondo out there. Sheldon Williams getting time again. He only played in game 2, limited minutes. Wallace misses. Gasol the rebound. That's 10 boards for Gasol. He's 2 assists shy of a triple-double. Odom. And a hard foul from Rasheed Wallace. Wallace is perhaps going to play a huge role if there's a game 7, and there certainly looks like there will be one. We don't know the extent right now. The injury to Kendrick Perkins, so much depends on swelling and what happens overnight.
Now, you guys may say this is absurd planning, but if I was Doc Rivers, I would really think about taking Rasheed Wallace out right now and or putting him in the locker room to take away any possibility, as we see the injury to Kendrick Perkins again, to take away any possibility that he could possibly get entangled with his 7th technical foul and be suspended for the 7th game.
I'm a little concerned that I'm saying this, but I don't find that absurd at all.
I was checking my pulse because I felt the same way, Mike. First time this guy made some sense.
Foul called on Gasol. Again, it could be one of those things where, they're frustrated. Obviously, they're getting waxed here tonight. You get involved in a little verbal jawing, and you pick up one of those silly double technicals, and then he'd be out for game 7. Minute gone by here in the 4th. Wallace and Rondo can't hold on.
And they continue just to roam off Rondo.
Wallace very aggressive with his defense. He's got 4 fouls. Bryant gets hit by Tony Allen. It's on the pass. And as the Celtics pick up their 2nd team foul.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. Looking at this Laker team tonight, it's a much easier group for a superstar to trust. The way that they're playing puts Kobe Bryant in position to be unselfish with the basketball and not try to win the game single-handedly.
Well, overall this year, that's been the case. I mean, even look at game 3 of this series, where Derek Fisher made some big plays, a host of players, as they got the win in Boston. Shannon Brown can't get it to go. But as you guys talked about, in game 5, there was nobody that was really engaged during the course of that game. He took over in the 3rd quarter because nobody else was doing anything.
Hey, their problem in that game was not offense. It was defense. They gave up 56% shooting. And, hey, if you're not getting stopped, and Kobe Bryant's taken between 20 and 29 shots in every game. That's not an inordinate amount for a superstar scorer.
Tony Allen jump shot won't go. And Lamar Odom comes out with it. Odom's numbers, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Very good effort for Lamar Odom. Certainly needed it tonight.
The one thing I think Bryant should do, though, is sometimes it takes him too many dribbles to get off a quality look, where the defense can just stare at him. Here tonight, he hasn't been in one of those dribble-a-thons.
That was the case a lot in game 5 as Nate Robinson gets inside. Nice reverse move for Robinson. And those are the first points from the Celtic bench. Still a 25-point game.
In those last 3 games, game 3 to me was the one where he took a lot of questionable shots, but they won that game, so it was overlooked. Games 4, 5, and tonight, to me, he's been tremendously efficient.
And the incredible thing would be if the Celtics were to win tonight's game, Kobe Bryant would be the MVP of the series.
As the losing, no question. And any other vote would have been nuts.
Bryant has it. Farmar spots up for three. In and out. Gasol right there to throw it down.
And I'll tell you why else it's easier to play. When you're up 20, it's easier to play well. And this is why the Celtics have to try to keep it close to see if these same guys who are making tonight will make when it's tight and tough in a Game 7.
Bryant leads it up the other way. Odom's got a nice field going right now. That won't go down. Rondo the rebound. Rondo just hasn't been sharp tonight. He has had just an unbelievable stretch run here in these 2010 playoffs. Nobody on the Celtics sharp. And a foul called outside as Nate Robinson is tripped up. They'll take a timeout. Pau Gasol, part of the excellent teamwork from these Lakers.
And you know what he says after the rebound, right? Pow! Punches it on Nate Robinson and crew.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA Finals on ABC. Brought to you by GMC. Watch GMC and Dude Perfect engineer shots you've never seen at gmc.com/pickupgames. And Grown Ups in theaters June 25th. Rated PG.